Hi, TOT Carlson here, and Arrow Video is at it again, putting out some great 4K versions of classic films. The film we're going to be looking at today is An American Werewolf in London. This came out in the early 1980s, directed by John Landis, the man who gave us movies like The Blues Brothers, Animal House, and Coming to America. Arrow had previously released this one as a Blu-ray disc, but now it's gotten the upgrade to 4K, so we're going to do an unboxing of this. I'll share my opinions on the release and let you know if I give it a recommendation or not. So here's the front cover. We've got our backing card on here right now. It's got a list of all the special features and so forth, description of the film, legalese and all that. We'll take that off. Here's the back without the backing card. There's the spine that has the book and the disc case itself. Spine text, bottom of the box and the top of the box are just plain. So let's open this up and see what we got in here. Now there is reversible artwork on the disc case itself. I went ahead and reversed that already, so you have something that's a little more similar to what you would have gotten, back in the day when the movie was first released. And I think that looks very nice. In here we have our 4K disc. And over here we've got these collectible cards. They'll have the same werewolf motif on the back, but then you pull them on this side and you can see some nice shots from the film. And again, this is only at 4K. There is no included Blu-ray with this particular release. Also in there, there's a fold-open poster. This same poster was included in the earlier Blu-ray release as well. So you got one side that has Arrow Video's artwork, and that looks very cool. And the other side's got some of the more vintage artwork. And then, of course, as with a lot of these limited edition Arrow releases, you get a nice booklet here that's pretty thick and thorough. A lot of pictures from the film, some great information. There's even some original reviews of the movie from back in the day, and that's something I always like to read. Then you got credits and even some info on the restoration that was done for this release. Now, like I said, Arrow Video previously released this on Blu-ray. This is a 4K disc. I'm guessing this is probably sourced from the same master as that earlier release, but this time in native 4K. An American Werewolf in London is about two buddies that are backpacking in Europe, and during their travels, they're attacked by a werewolf. One is killed, but one survives. And the survivor finds himself turning into a werewolf while he starts seeing some very grotesque visions of his deceased friend. He falls in love with a beautiful nurse who's taking care of him, but it's not long before the urges kick in and he's a werewolf running loose through the streets of heavily occupied London, England. Now, it does seem kind of strange that John Landis, the guy that did Animal House, Blues Brothers, Coming to America, would do a very violent werewolf movie. Yet it's a great movie. It's darkly satirical and humorous. Of course, it's still got plenty of violence, but Landis proves himself to be the right man for this material. The casting is great. The settings are great. There's some scenes that are extremely violent, and there's some that are absolutely hilarious. The movie is all over the place, but I mean that in a good way. This just quickly became one of my favorite classic films, and any chance to revisit it on home video, particularly on a new format, I'll always be first in line for that. It is great that we get this on a 4K disc. I'm not going to lie, this is not a movie that's ever going to look pristine, beautiful, absolutely flawless. I mean, it's a gritty, grainy, dirty-looking film. It always has been, it always will be, but this is a nice upgrade from all previously released editions. It does look like a very natural transfer and like there was no digital manipulation or noise reduction or anything like that. And I'm glad to see that they've kept it true to the source. As I showed you earlier on the back of the package, there are a ton of bonus features in here. I believe most of these, if not all of them, are just ported over from the older disc, but that's not a bad thing because there was such a great haul of stuff. Would have been nice to get some new stuff on there too, but I'm not complaining. This is a great supplemental package in addition to being a pretty solid looking version of the movie. Are you a fan of An American Werewolf in London? And have you picked up this release of the movie? Comment down below and let me know what you think. Also, remember to subscribe to this channel because I'm always posting new videos. And make sure you give this one a like if you found it helpful. I'm Taylor T. Carlson. I'll see you next time.